broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Woo! Guys, I've had 2 cups of coffee today. You ready?
Work. Yes. Ooh. Every time I hear this song, it's great. Did you see the video I tagged you on Instagram? Did you die a little bit?
I loved it.
Patrick J. Adams, you are hilarious. We love that video of the theme song of Suits on the show. That was amazing. Okay, you guys need to check out his Instagram. I think it's Half Adams.
Half Adams, yes.
So cute. Check out his Instagram. He did a really funny video. Okay, so we're here. I'm your host, Stacy Ike. Great to see you guys again for episode 7. Hitting home. I'm here with my lovely co-host. I have to do that dramatic pause, like they did in the show today. Who are we doing? What's up, guys?
Hi, guys. Lauren Ebersol here. You can find me online at The Fancy Hippie.
And Steve Kaufmann here. You can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann.
Love it.
Double 2 N's.
Just like, okay, anyway, sorry. I have my phone. They have their phones. We have our computers. We're ready to tweet. So make sure you're checking us out, tweeting us during the show. We're ready to go live. So let's jump into this week's episode. We're already on episode 7, which it's going well. It's not like I feel like it's going too fast or too slow. It's pretty good. So this was an interesting episode. I wish we could start with the end first because... Oof, what the hell happened? But let's just go ahead and track from the beginning. I love how we opened with a flashback.
Little Harvey.
Yeah, he was cute.
We got it. We finally got it.
Except Steve.
Well, because he said this already.
That's true. We legitimately got exactly what we already knew.
That's what's
we got a reenactment of what we already know.
Exactly. And I think that it was so funny because when we saw the flashback, I was like, oh my God. And he was like, no, we know that exact information already. And I go, oh, you're right. And so it was just funny. We just need to get a new actor on board and get some people.
Harvey's mom is a babe.
Yeah.
But then those flashbacks are going to keep happening. And we're gonna
we'll
get to
need
learn
those characters.
We're gonna get to learn more.
Can we talk about how naive I am though? Because when he goes into the room and she's like, "This is cousin," I was like, "Ew, you slept with your cousin?" And I was like, "Oh,
that
just
that was
she's
so
pretty naive.
gross though. Like,
really,
why would you
right?
even say cousin?
I know.
That's nasty. I'm like, okay, he's 8, but he's not an idiot. Like, eventually he'll be like, my mom slept with my cousin. Oh, crap, no, it's just her. You know, it's like, because that's what I would have done, but that's another story. So I love the beginning. I love the fact that which I don't know her name still, the therapist. What is her name?
Oh, it's Paula.
Yeah.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Paula.
It is Paula. She doesn't really look like a Paula to me.
Not
but
at all.
Her name is Paula.
I can go to Christy. So Christy, kidding. So Paula, I love how she reacted to his story. She was proud, and it was very sweet, and it was a good, sincere moment, very different from the end. And, we take that moment and we think, okay, Harvey's going to tackle the day. And then we jump to Jessica seeing Mr. Hardman, my favorite returning villain.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Though we didn't get him in the way I thought we were going to get him this episode.
And what'd you think?
I thought it was going to be like him and Soloff against the firm and like much more of like Hartman, I'm here to take over.
Yeah.
Instead it was just like a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a threat.
Trying to bring us in a little bit.
But at the same time, that's not how Hardman would do this.
You don't think so? He
No.
stormed in several times before.
That's true. But
No, but he had enough ammunition. It's just
He's
we didn't see
infiltrating
the
yeah.
slinky. This is the first time we're seeing this really
beginning
snaky,
part, okay.
the snaky slinky. I'm gonna get back in there. That he's still on the street.
yeah.
He's not in the building.
Though
yet.
he said he was like, I don't
Mud.
need to be in your firm to make it crumble down.
Yeah, and I don't know, it was interesting. There were so many times during this episode that, except I guess closer to the end when Mike said, or before Mike said, so why don't you fire him again? And then, there's Harvey saying, so you trust this guy? Like, what's going on? And we already know he's associated with Daniel. what is he still doing here? And it very much goes to show what type of manager and boss Jessica is. She is one of second chances, even though she's like, she'll like make it hurt first, but she'll give you a second chance. It's very interesting. And then I don't know. Because I kind of thought the same thing. I'm like, why is he still here again? And, you know, him working with Mike was cool, and we got to see a little bit more of him and what he will do and trust and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I still was like, I could have him leave because...
Yeah, I feel that way too. Though it was a nice, surprising episode because correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we probably all felt like surely Jack has something up his sleeve. Surely he can't be trusted. There's something wrong. But you know, that was a great moment.
I think that's the fun of his arc this episode. That
he's not going to be evil forever.
That that he wasn't actually that evil. He was just
pissed.
Yeah, as he says to Mike about Lewis. He's like, Lewis does a lot of these undermining, things. He's lied to me. He said him, but you trust him.
Yeah.
And Mike says that's because I've seen other sides of him.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that happens with the characters in the show. Like one person, and to say that again about Lewis, and I'm so sorry to jump to the end, but the same thing with Lewis reacting to Harvey, you made me a promise. It's like, dude, you've broken like 80 promises since the show started.
I
wasn't
but that's
impressed.
Family. It's
Lewis
different.
has done so many
And if anybody
things.
knows that it's Harvey. If anybody would be the first to say no, that's family. That's like loyalty at its strongest.
Okay. I can. Yeah, I can get with that. I can get with that. Even when he was with the therapist and he said, it's not the same thing. He doesn't. What if he doesn't find out? I was like, ooh, Harvey, you would hate if somebody did that to you.
Oh yeah,
so
you lose it.
Yeah.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, this is about right. But I do think it's worth mentioning that Jack Soloff, from what it appears right now, has this arc of someone who was a grinder for so long and resented people like Harvey who were windfallers, who made granted bigger risks, but then ultimately got bigger rewards. And my guess is that he did something that Hardman caught him on, saved him on, and then like that's what this chip on the shoulder and.
So there's a bit of blackmail.
There's
a subtle there's a subtle blackmailing that has to be happening.
That seems very Daniel Harmon because he's all about the blackmail. He's all about the one thing I have on you, and it's so honestly.
I imagine he has like a file drawer at home with like all of the things where he just
is it as organized as Lewis's ex-girls files? Because hers was serious business. Oh my gosh! But I don't know. I think seeing Daniel again, I love the way you described it. He wasn't as intense, and we know that it's going to be a little bit more, crept in. Episode by episode, which is cool. I can get with that, but sometimes seeing him back to take over the firm, it's like, dude, you haven't gotten another job. No one told why you got fired.
It sounds like he did.
Get it together. Well,
it sounds like he did, but he clearly wants that firm.
Well, it's like, does anyone move on?
Like, no, like they all come back. It's like, Travis, you pissed me off 50 years ago. I'm like, dude, you guys are in
Pearson
Specter
lit. It's the one that got away.
It's like, come on. I don't know. Seeing Daniel back, I get it. I see what happened. It was tragic. But, dude, you've got to move on. Plus, they had so much on you. I mean, why do you even want to come open that can of worms? So, we'll see what Daniel does to impress me or to make me laugh or hate him this, couple episodes.
I will say, as much as I, can get frustrated with Hartman coming back, at least we have one of the best actors on TV playing him. He's always a treat to watch. So,
so evil.
I'm thrilled for that.
Love it. When he was just like when he went to Jack and just totally made him feel like an ass almost. He was like, you're nothing, by the way. I'm trying to help you and you don't want this help. Okay, that kind of thing. I was very proud of Jack for turning him down.
I was surprised. I thought for sure at the end that it was going to be the big reveal of what's been going on all along. But he was a good guy.
We've like 3 weeks.
Steve doesn't believe in you, Jack.
I was actually saying it to Steve while we were watching. John Piper Ferguson had such a different role than I expected. Plus, he had way more of a role than I expected. Because, like I said, when he came on the show, he was so discreet about what kind of character he was going to play. Like, we knew we were going to hate him, but he was like, I don't know how long I'll be here. I'm like, dude, you're going to be here till
I will say he mentioned in his interview with us that he came on for a 3-episode arc, and now
it changed up.
Yeah, and it changed up.
Yeah.
That there's something there.
He had a great position in the show. I think he stirred up the right amount of trouble. He evoked the right amount of emotions for me. I mean, I kind of lost it, so
Yeah.
it was good. It was good. I want to talk a little bit about Jessica. Okay, so the way Jessica does her thing, gets involved again with Mike, and I just kind of want to. We're gonna jump around a little bit. Jessica telling Mike, "No way, you're gonna accept this junior partnership."
Oh, I know. Oh, and in that moment, you see, like, that moment was so loaded because not only was that, okay, well, this is where your law career kind of starts and ends, but you also see how that affects Rachel. Like, in that moment, I was like, oh, shoot. Her husband has this thing, like, and there's,
it affects everyone.
I think that he probably didn't think that was going to be a theme.
Sure.
Like I
don't
feel
think so?
I think that maybe he had thought it at some point, but I feel like Mike thought that he could be Harvey.
Yeah.
He could be in the position of Harvey. But
I
it's like,
agree.
you got to send out a press release and this whole thing. You can't do that.
Well, I think in the long play that I'm not saying Mike Ross has a long play. But Mike Ross's long play could be, if he wanted to be the level of a Harvey, is that if you're a New York lawyer for 30 years, 20 years, and you just stay like where he is, like senior associate, if you just stayed where Mike Ross was for long enough, people would care less and less about where you went to college. Whereas he's still only maybe 5 years out of college, that if they make him junior partner.
I think it's less about him going college and him not even going to law school. I think that's what it's, you know what I mean?
But that's what I mean, that the more he does as a lawyer, the less people would look into where he went to law school.
Yes, but there's also the tricky thing of aren't you immediately disbarred? Like, isn't that the legal?
Out.
Yeah, but I think
that's the thing. 50 years, 20 years, 80, it doesn't matter. Once we find out he's still out. And that's the hard part.
Although I think part of the joke of this show is, like, he's hardly ever in court trying case. Like, just because lawyers are.
Funny, right.
But, like, I could see, like, a quick aside, like, season 7 or 8, that, like, they're about to disbar him, and he's like, I've only been in court, like, 8 times.
Like, what do I really have to get in trouble for?
I was at an office doing legal stuff. Like,
Yeah.
The Bar Association only accounts for me physically showing up to the court.
That scene really hit me hard because even the way Jessica said, your 3 options, like she's already planned this. Like you
could see like the disdain that she has for him too.
And that's the thing; it comes and goes.
And
like she'll be like, "You're the best," but
she doesn't have disdain for him. She has disdain for his situation.
Yes, exactly.
And I think for the situation that
it put her in.
But I think lately their scenes together, there's a lot of resentment from Jessica towards Mike because of it.
I can see that.
Whereas, if he had gone to school and done the whole thing, he'd be like gold stars every day. She'd love him, I'm sure. But
it was so sad because she was like, "Okay, congrats, you earned it. Let's move on. You're not getting it."
But she flat out told him, "Congrats, you're the best associate
here." Yeah,
she
was like, "You're great, but sorry,
you're never going to be a partner."
But just hearing you say it, you're never going to be a partner. It's heartbreaking.
He has to know, and this isn't the first time she's played this game and laid down this law.
But this is like you had a chance to be junior partner. You're like moving up.
But she didn't, though.
He
never went to Harvard. How could
I know.
But here it was like, here you go. Here's this. Nope, you can't
Not
have
even
it.
a little bit.
Not that you wanted this piece of paper. But if you did, you really wanted this piece of paper, and I was like, here, Steve, somebody nominated you for this piece of paper.
You can't.
And then I just took it away and said, no, you can never ever have my piece of paper.
You'll never know it smells like cake and perfume at the same time.
It does.
It just.
It does.
So unfortunate.
I'd buy that.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, I don't know. That really hit me hard, and you're so right about how it's going to affect Rachel. I didn't even think about that, and I didn't, since we didn't see them together pretty much this whole episode. Which what the heck, you guys? I can't deal without that. Anyway. The fact that he hasn't said it to her, and I just wonder is he going to be in a funk next episode? Like, how is he going to start?
I think it's going to hit home for her.
Yeah.
I think she finding out about that is going to be.
Because you can't be a 50-year-old associate.
There are no candles in the bedroom.
It's not cute, right?
But
no,
he has no choice.
I know, but people are going to be like, "So why are you still an associate? We all know you're the best. None of us get TV time."
But that's what she was telling him. Is
but here's
I
the
don't
question.
care. You're not.
At this point, if Mike wanted to, could he go to law school. Pretend like he had never, I mean, he would kind of have to pretend like he never did anything with Pearson Specter. But if he just decided, hey, I'm going to go to law school.
I asked Steve that
Is
last
that
season,
possible?
and he
I
said it
feel
was
like that's
impossible.
not
At this stage,
a reality, right?
He's done better than a lot of people who go to law school.
No,
to be a senior associate at that law
I
firm.
completely know he's
can we
done better,
ignore
but
that?
I'm just saying, like, if Mike is like, law is what I love, it's what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I want to do it right so I don't have to have this shadow over me, could he decide, I'm going to go to law school, just pretend like he never worked there?
Right.
But I think people
too.
would get on to him, right?
Well, Harvey answered this too. He said you have to go to a town in middle America where nobody's ever heard of this law firm or me or you. You would have to like change your name. You would have to live a very simple.
Why does he have to change his name?
Because he's a New York lawyer. He's a New York lawyer handling billion-dollar cases. His name's in the paper already.
Yeah.
It's all like.
It's tough, man. Like it's.
I just need to like an overall prediction.
Okay.
That I don't think anyone's ever said.
Okay, all right.
Is that he's gonna get found out and be disbarred. There's no way around that. That's how the series ends.
You don't think they're just going to change New York state law?
You don't think he's going to go to law school? I thought maybe
Call it
we
the
could
Mike
end
Ross
it in
rule, but then he still practiced law without going to law school, so it wouldn't actually matter. And he's in way too deep. He's in way too deep. He has
Harvey
to
will
plan
find a
his hand.
loophole.
Yeah, right. There's no way. Honestly,
No.
there's pretty much no way.
No,
Now. Like,
he'll either stop.
he'll be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, like he'll either be a stay-at-home dad and stop practicing law, which seems
cute.
unlikely because this is
That would
everything.
drive him bananas.
Or he's just gonna get found out and disbarred.
Well, I see
like
an
that's
end
the logical
series-
end.
I see an end series episode where like Rachel's coming home with business brief and everything. He has like 2 kids in hand. He's like, "Baby, I was work, love you," and like they ended, and I'm like, "Okay, I guess they're happy." I don't know. Like I need some kind of positive way to. I don't know. I just
Can we talk about the meeting of Donna and Esther?
yes.
It was like, it was almost as good as the meeting of
Gretchen.
Donna and Gretchen. Like I saw it and I was like,
There were some epic
ooh,
meetings.
That was
power
really funny.
women.
Yeah, power women. I liked it, but I didn't know. I don't know. Like I don't really love Esther. Is that weird? Like I don't really like her.
No, I like her, but I love her
I'm on
red
board with Esther.
lipstick. She like wears red lipstick at least every scene. This one, like every outfit, I don't. It just works really
She's
well
stunning.
for her.
No. Okay, so maybe I should take the back. It's not that I don't like her. I think I don't like that she's causing more
I
issues
don't think you like
with...
anyone sleeping with Harvey who's not Donna. That's what I think.
I think we've dived into this.
I think I can agree with that. I didn't like that I found out for real they did sleep together. And it's true, she just got divorced. It just makes them both look kind of
Yeah.
like not so cool.
Yeah.
But, so didn't like that. And I just think that the way this episode played out and the way the next episode apparently is going to play out, I don't want to see Harvey and Lewis fight anymore. I'm over it.
Okay, first of all,
That's what I mean.
I'm not gonna go into next episode yet. I'll do that when we go into predictions.
Okay.
But I got a lot to say about next episode.
Okay.
But oh gosh, well the block out of Harvey's calendar where Gretchen thinking it's his birthday and it's
Cute.
really a Donna date
Yeah,
of their
that's so cute.
anniversary.
That
Although
was
what
cute.
is
Adorable.
What is Harvey Specter's birthday?
We'll find out.
We don't know. We know he was born in 1972. We do not know what his
How do
birthday
we know
is.
that?
Because the good folks at the Suits Wiki say
Oh, I was
that's
like,
when he was born.
I don't know.
I'm not that.
I was like, wait, what episode?
don't
Oh,
have
his middle
this in-
name is Reginald.
I don't have this information
That's cute.
on.
That's great.
Oh.
So, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Anyway, that it was so nice. The Harvey and Donna
Really
dinner,
liked it.
getting them back together.
I really liked it.
But homegirl knows. She's like, you slept with Esther, and you need to tell Lewis.
So, what'd you think about Harvey's reaction? You mind your own business. I mean, he said it nicer than I expected, but I was kind of irritated at first. I was like, wait, but then I was like, okay, well, I don't know.
Here's what I think about that. I agree with Harvey in that yes, mind your own business. But I am on Donna's side with this because Harvey knows Donna's character. And Donna, especially after everything she's been through with Lewis, the
Yes.
last thing, and we all know, Harvey knows, she cannot lie to Lewis because Lewis will lose his shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's a huge ordeal. And she lied for him once. So I understand when she said, I'm not going to do it for you again, because she would never in a million years lie to Harvey
Yeah,
about
exactly,
something like that
exactly,
if he
exactly,
asked.
exactly.
So her doing it for Lewis when she is now in that same position for him, it's unacceptable.
But the overarching theme in this episode is people withholding information because they know how someone will react.
Yeah.
And then when that information gets out, they react exactly how that person thinks.
It's so funny. The same way Mike and Jack Soloff, and the same thing with Harvey and Lewis and Donna and it kind of irritates me that somehow, even when Lewis said it, you're Donna and you know everything. I was like, wait, can we not take Donna out of the situation? Because the truth is, it doesn't affect her. No one slept with you. We can't wait for them to. But anyway, no one slept with her. Yes, she's a secretary, and yes, she happens to know this information, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, why can't it be between just, it's always...
Because it doesn't work that way with Lewis.
I know.
And Lewis and Donna, I'm blanking on what the scenario was, but they had that thing where Donna didn't tell him.
Yeah.
And it hurt him. So it was Mike's secret.
Yeah.
Mike's secret, and... that's like way bigger
took him like 5
than
weeks.
sleeping with his sister. Huge, And Lewis was furious. She knows this is not someone I can play this game with, especially now that I'm his secretary. Like, that is a relationship killer. You cannot do it, and she did it for Harvey the one time, and I understand why she wouldn't do it after.
And it's crazy. I wrote down "I don't know" as like the worst 3 words that Donna could ever say, because he was like, when he said that, he was like, "You said that twice." I was like, "Wow, that is serious."
He pieced it together.
He pieced that together, and I don't know. I just think that the whole relationship, and I think that's what I mean by I don't like Esther. It's not that I don't like her, but it's that she just doesn't realize like what she caused. So really, it's not her fault. I guess she doesn't really know, that Lewis has all the had a promise and all that.
She got to meet Harvey at his most vulnerable.
Yeah,
and like at his truest self, and actually liked that person.
Yeah,
which makes it all the more heartbreaking that because she couldn't have
such an ass.
But she couldn't have not heard about the legend of Harvey Specter, the woman, the notorious womanizer.
Right.
So to actually meet him, but to meet like this raw, regular, lovable person, and then go home with him, and then he just gets cold.
And he's just like, he did not have to do all that. Okay, you can go now. I'm like, all right, I know your mom.
That was a bit much.
That was a lot. And I don't know if I would have left dinner over it. I just would have been pissed. And I don't know.
And he could have said, I can't do that to Lewis.
Yeah, he could have just been honest with him. Like, that's why he was like, I'm not interested in sneaking around. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
In Lewis's defense, he flew off the handle because he saw his sister upset. I'm not saying he wouldn't have flown off the handle had he figured out this information whenever he did. But
I don't blame Lewis.
His sister was upset.
After something that Harvey, so even the way he pieced together, he was like, she just come from Harvey's? I love that whole scene. It was very intense, and it was, again, I always love to see Lewis fight for people he loves. It just sucks because like somehow he gets a black eye. Anyway,
I know. But he was being a brother.
Yeah,
like that's what he was doing. I don't blame Lewis at all for flying off the handle.
He was also. Well, okay,
Harvey, if anything, overreacted, and that's pushing him into a table, breaking the table,
I know that.
giving a black eye. It was like he was unraveling again.
Lewis was escalating a situation.
He was saying things he did not need to say, like, whatever happened to your child. It's like, whoa, what does that have to do? That's too much.
That was the plot of the episode.
We get it, but it was a lot.
Legally speaking, which I think we're going to get into a lot next week, because it looks like there's a whole thing.
Right.
But I think legally speaking, if you hit someone first, you have to somehow prove
you're defending yourself.
Yeah, you have to somehow prove that it was a him or me situation.
Lewis didn't hit first, though. Harvey did.
Yeah, but Harvey's back was to the door, I believe. No, it wasn't. Never mind. No, I guess he could prove that if Lewis was standing at his door in his face saying a bunch of stuff.
It was a lot.
He could argue self-defense of like, I felt the need to preemptively retaliate
or kick his ass. But anyway, we're gonna pause on that. We can jump right back to the end in a couple seconds, but I just wanted to talk quickly about Mike and Jack working together and what you thought. I mean, in terms of Mike's way of handling things, we already talked about Jack, and he ended up being a stand-up guy, but
with
Mike is
emails.
So sexy with the fake emails, man. Like them fake emails were. I was like, you're so smart.
But that's,
I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. That was ridiculous.
That's a good Mike Ross bluff.
Such a good. Who types 200? No, it's too much.
He didn't type 200 pages of email.
Okay, whatever. He typed like the same
a few on the top.
Yeah,
and blank pages.
In between.
And he like takes them back.
But why? What idiots? Like he was like, I know exactly how they talk. I'm like, wow.
That's not it. That doesn't make them idiots at all. Because it's the idea of we know what the truth is. Let's get the truth.
Yeah, it was like Mike knew for a fact that this stuff was going on, so he wasn't afraid of calling their bluff.
Wow.
But in the moment when he brought the emails into Jack's Soloff and he was like, they're not illegal and all that, I was like, what is going on? Like, why? I thought we just had this scene where he's like, well, show me another side of you. And he was like on board, and now he's getting a little sassy, and I'm really confused. What is going on?
Agreed.
And then it all got explained, but I thought that was a bit of a jarring moment.
Agreed.
I had no clue what was happening.
They were both back and forth they both did that, when he was in the, before the judge and they were trying to figure out, and he was like, we did it your way over there. I'm like, did we? It was like 5 seconds.
I know. I was like, when?
So annoying. I was like, you guys are not helping me out here. I'm trying to love you both as partners. I don't. Both of you are nuts. So that was very interesting.
So it's worth mentioning that I guess Mike Ross doesn't deal with other partners other than Jack this one time.
You mean like he usually only works with Harvey?
He usually only works with Harvey or
Lewis.
on stuff that's delegated between Harvey Lewis or Jessica, or just stuff that gets delegated to an associate. In general, like I feel like those are the only 3 that for him to work with another partner.
Yeah.
Well, that was Jessica's orders.
Yeah, but it's clear how Jack reacted and immediately was like, well, this guy should be a partner.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, he must not have ever worked with a partner before.
But how great was that moment, too, where, Soloff was talking about Harvey and how he's had everything handed to him. And Mike says, if you want to get along with me, you have to get along with Harvey.
Yeah. That was a very,
package deal. Loyalty.
It was cute. It was very
Hashtag
wow,
Nazi.
you two are not. And even earlier when Mike, I think he said something to Jack Soloff or somebody, and he said, it was Lewis. He was like, you're going to teach that bullshit to to Mike. It's like, wow, they just really defend each other and they really stick together. And obviously we know that, but every time we get reminded, I'm like, wow, you guys. And you're right. Like, I don't think he has worked with anybody besides Harvey and Lewis. And it's so funny that he had the power to say, I don't want to work with you. I'm like, dude, you're an associate. He's still above you. Like, you have to, whatever. But anyway.
I guess a senior associate, he'd have the right. A senior associate,
and he's Harvey's guy.
So yeah,
I think
that.
Harvey has first dibs on him.
Yeah, agreed. What did you think about the scene where Lewis totally kicked that guy's butt in defense of his sister? With the case, whatever, the muffins and everything.
Oh, I was like, you mean Harvey?
Sorry, no. He did not kick Harvey's butt. But that was really great.
And what a beautiful scene between a brother and a sister, and really kind of coming to just accept and love each other. I thought that was fantastic.
Loved it.
And again, I love seeing Lewis be good at his job.
Yep. We heard that like 3 times.
I enjoy that.
This episode.
And I think the character of Lewis, we always have to be pretty sure that when we're not seeing stuff, he's 80%, 90% of the time just amazing at his job.
Yes, agreed.
And we just happen to see him.
Yeah.
We just happen to see him at these times every week.
At his worst.
Where he isn't, but it's good. But you still need to establish scenes like this where it's like, it was never about him versus some shakedown artist.
Yeah.
He could do that in his sleep, and he probably has associates do it. It's because it's his sister that he's there and handling it.
Definitely, I can get with that. I loved it. Any other favorite scenes this episode?
I've been corrected in the chat. Lewis pushed Harvey. So,
he did. He was like, you're about to get yourself
So
beat
from
up,
a self-defense standpoint, Lewis has nothing.
Yeah, he is the case.
But Harvey knows better. Harvey said it earlier. He's like a 4-year-old. Like, Lewis, his temper. Yes, he was upset. I'm not saying that Harvey, I don't know. I am kind of saying he should have stepped back and, not said anything, maybe walked away. I would have loved to see him just walk away. But I get it. We need it for...
Well, no, he's in such a raw place.
Yeah,
about
he was
the whole
bringing
thing.
up all the stuff that he is going through and working through.
That it ties into a trauma he had when he was he 8 or 13? The little kid looked 8. Little kid looked 8.
Boys grow slower, so he could have been 13. I don't know.
He's uncovered trauma from way back when, and then it's been related to how he's acted multiple times, including very recently.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there reflective, ready to tell Lewis, listen, I've wronged you.
Yeah. And it's crazy though, because Paula really twisted his arm in the next session, because we have this beginning one and she's like, I'm proud of you, you're doing it, let's come back again and let's keep going. And then he's like, and then she just accuses him of being basically like his mom, which I'm like, whoa. You really want the guy to go off the cliff, don't you?
Yeah.
I get her job, and she's
Yeah,
doing
she
a great
says
job.
it's my job to say these
She
things
is,
to you.
but it was a lot. He was like, "You don't get to say it," and I was like, "You're walking out again, dang it!"
And
But
a couple people in the chat are mentioning that no one saw Lewis push Harvey,
Just
so
the
that'll
punch.
become that. Yeah,
Like we're going.
yeah, like
we're going back to
they
it.
actually
Yeah.
do make it specific that you don't. I don't think you see a punch either. Jessica sees Harvey throw Lewis into a table.
yeah,
That said, Lewis was charging at him at that. I don't want to
There,
get.
I
into,
saw a
that's
punch.
Not,
There was a Harvey punch.
Yeah, oh no, Harvey got a punch.
Yeah.
I was saying that from our vantage point as the audience, we can only say for sure that Jessica saw Lewis get thrown through a table.
Yeah.
so she didn't see what else
Which
happened.
is like all the other shows I watch on USA.
Did Jessica
I cover wrestling.
throw? No.
Right.
Throw this on the table.
Anything else that got you guys this episode?
I'm so happy to have Donna and Harvey talking again, and so
Yes,
happy
agreed.
that Harvey's working through all this stuff. It was a really good episode. And should we get into the predictions?
Yes.
I think we
Let's
should.
do it.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV
I don't know
predictions.
how I feel though. Like,
Things are getting a little soapy. That's what I feel
I don't
based on the
want to see
previews for
any
next
more
week.
like it lit versus Specter. I was like,
You
we
work
already
in the state
know
law
about
firm.
this,
See
guys.
adults. Like, this is so unprofessional.
Okay, guys, we have to be
Love
clear
that.
on we have to be clear on one thing. The marketing department is a completely different department from production.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
That we do have to be clear on that. That we
Steve, like,
That's a really
slapped
good
us in the
point.
Well, no,
mouth.
we-
Probably
because-
just like the because he says I'm gonna sue you.
because some weeks but let's be clear. Some weeks I see trailers for Suits, and I'm like, I don't even watch that show. What show are they purporting this to be? I watch a really grounded, level-headed,
That is really funny. That is
dramatic show, and you're pitching it as a soap.
Yeah, next week
I'm not-
looked a little soapy, and Donna going, "I'm not working for you anymore." I was like, "Wow, things are going down."
I really, that's what I was gonna say. My prediction with that is that,
kind of
like,
do
if
want
she
her to stop working
leaves,
for Lewis.
no, it wasn't
Okay.
long enough. Like, we were supposed to, and the thing is, I don't feel like we got enough episodes of them being a good spot. We got a lot of like iffy spots, you know? Like, I just wanted to see a good relationship with them. Then she could leave.
I
You know?
felt like we
Can
had a
I-
good relationship with them, and then it was too emotionally straining.
Can I
gets
drop
rocky all the time.
Can I drop a big prediction?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that two named partners in a lawsuit against each other, and Daniel Hardman, who seems to have dirt on everyone, including Lewis Litt, is just the weakness and opportunity that Daniel Hardman would need to make whatever move he wants to make, and it's gonna happen
Yeah.
starting next week.
Very much
know,
excited with that.
I love where we go. Reese Riff said, "If Donna leaves, Lewis will be crying like a little biatch."
Yes.
And that's the thing. It's too easy. Like, I'm not working for you. It's like, really, you guys? Like, then who are you gonna work for? Who? Jessica?
I think Donna's
Yes.
She leaving?
I think
Hell
Donna's
no.
saying
She
that, and
works with
Jess, Donna's obviously going to stay with Lewis, but they're going to have to go through a very rocky time, much like everyone will up until week 10. Everyone's saying Parvy is going to happen. Parvy is not happening.
What's Parvy?
Paula and Harvey, the therapist.
Oh, I
The
think
therapist.
thought we
it's
already
gonna
established
happen
that's
at some
happening.
point.
No, that's not happening.
What? I think it's
I
gonna
really
happen.
want.
I
I
think-
don't want it to happen, but I thought.
No,
that's-
no, I think
said this
they're-
last
I
week.
believe in Parvy.
No, I think they're showing a
I
tremendous.
don't like the name though.
I think they're going to
Harvey.
show a tremendous amount of restraint, and this will never happen. That is my prediction about Team Parvy.
I would like that, but I don't think that's.
I'm not.
I
I'm not
am
shipping
on-
these two. I just learned what that means. I'm not shipping these two, ever. She's his therapist. Let's leave her
I can
there.
get with that because I don't like her for him. That's all I'm saying. I like her a lot now. Like, I didn't like her as a therapist at first because I thought she was kind of mean, but I love it. It's very necessary. But now I just don't think it's necessary for them to sleep together. I just keep thinking that's what you guys want. But
No,
now-
I never wanted
totally
that.
agree. I totally agree. I still think it's gonna happen.
I will also
We don't
say
know what's gonna
I think
happen.
Harvey will reach a place emotionally where he might ask Esther out
Interesting. With Lewis's blessing or not?
with Lewis's
No,
blessing.
with Lewis's
Wow.
blessing.
Because he
I
and
can
Lewis
get
are
with
going to
that.
go through a war that'll almost tear the firm apart. That'll probably need
He'll be
Rachel.
like, I just love you so much. I want to be part of your family.
Wait, we didn't talk about Mitchell, the guy that does.
Well, that's all we know.
Oh my gosh, I know. I
Six
hope
weeks.
we learn more about him.
I hope
want
he's
to.
real.
I want to see. I feel like this thing with like Donna. I heard that and I was like, girlfriend, we need to sit down and we need to talk about this over a glass
I'm like,
of
girl, who
wine.
is he?
I need to know how tall he is, where he lives,
Where does he work?
how does he treat you, what's his deal,
Does he kick you
all
down
does he
of
love his
that,
mother.
and all of that will be described
Need to know
probably next
everything.
week.
Everything.
Love that. I hope he comes to the office and picks her up.
I hope he's like so ridiculously handsome that it makes Harvey so like mad and jealous.
I
would
love it. That's my prediction.
I think I'm kind of happy we didn't
I
talk
hope he's
about Mitchell.
Pierce Brosnan. How cool would that be? I don't know why. Like,
Oh my! I really.
Like
All right.
James
Does anyone have
Bond.
predictions
What if
other
it's
than
Bradley Cooper? I don't know.
we're just gonna talk about who Mitchell
No,
is?
Bradley Cooper.
Guys.
Sorry, he's on another show on
no,
Netflix.
love Bradley
Okay.
Cooper, but no.
Yeah, as you can see, like I just want Donna to be happy. I don't know. I agree definitely with the Dan. I think the split with them and the animosity with them is definitely going to be an in for Daniel. So I want to see where that goes. I'll have to tweet some more ideas out throughout the week, but I like
Yeah.
that. I think that's going to be really good.
We will be seeing more of Hartman. That is for sure.
For sure.
No doubt there.
Faux Shore.
That's hilarious. Okay, so with that said, can you guys close us out? Where can everyone find you on the show?
They can find me here right now, but also on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann, Kaufmann.
Are you doing Mr. Robot later?
I am doing Mr. Robot right after this. I'm actually going to start watching it in 3 minutes.
Awesome. And guys, you can find me online at The Fancy Hippie or thefancyhippie.com.
Love it. And okay, how do I pronounce this again?
Umi Bozu?
Okay.
Sorry if I totally butchered
I know,
that.
I probably did. Okay, so you guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace. I just want to shout out my friend Alexa, Umi Bozu. I
That's
don't
what it
remember how
looked
to say it.
like.
I love you so
Is
much.
that where this vest
But I'm
is
wearing
from?
this gorgeous
Okay.
body chain. Like it's all
that's
her.
cool. I didn't
And
realize it was a
she's-
body
I know,
chain.
she's incredible. So I just want to give her a quick shout out. She is
Love
wonderful.
it.
Love you so much, girly. Okay, you guys tweet us during the week and we will see you next week, same time.
Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.